How's everybody out there in Facebook land today? I hope this finds you well.
Facebook land or YouTube land?
Oh, well, he's talking Facebook.
Yeah,
Maybe some of them from Facebook will come over here.
You should do the pre-show for your patrons, and then you should get a Patreon account.
Well, I had a Patreon account, but nobody wanted to sign up for it, so it was just me there.
You gotta just turn it on and keep it on, you know?
I was putting videos up, nobody was watching them because there wasn't nobody signed up for it. So I finally just took it down. I thought, well, this is just a waste of time. So I can sit here in the house all by myself and not have to do that much work, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm just looking out for you, trying to give you channel tips, but you kind of roll with your own advice when it comes to channel ownership on YouTube.
I've done, just about all of it, and some of it works, some of it don't, and some of it I have to put my own twist to it, but everybody's got their own thing going on. Let's say we got Harmill Media out there in the house. We'll say hey to Steve. Hope you're feeling much better, Steve. Hope everything's on the mend, and you're getting better. We'll wait till we get some more folks in here, and then I'll try to blow up the Makers Media thing a little bit. I don't know where everybody's at.
I sent someone to Makers Media Network. I didn't know if you got any new applicants, but yeah, the one guy I passed along. So hopefully that can get approved. Fingers crossed.
They're starting to come in. I see the number count going up a little bit. So maybe some of them will say something here in the chat and we can say hey to them. Be sure and hit that like button and be sure and share this out. I'll do a giveaway after a bit if we get some folks in the house. And we'll see how everybody's doing. Steve says he's doing much better. I'm glad to hear that.
Thumbs up for you, my friend.
It's been hot here in Indiana. We've had a little rain, not near enough, but we've had a little bit of rain. And it stayed so hot that the tomatoes won't turn red. So hopefully it'll cool down just a little bit and let the tomatoes turn. I've got a few green ones hanging out there. They're not very big yet, but I'm waiting for them to get a little bit bigger. Before they turn red, I'll be picking them because I like fried green tomatoes.
Tomatoes have been growing for a while now. Are they just starting to pop up for you?
Well, it was late getting them out because of the frost. We had late frosts here. It was after Mother's Day before I finally got the garden out. And
gotcha.
I had the tomatoes, and I just didn't have them out in the garden. Well, they don't grow good until you get them in the ground, and get them going. And so there's lots of blooms on them, but it's just taking a while to get them going since they got out so late. When you get them out that late, see, they like to grow when it's cooler. So you get them out when it's already hot outside, then they don't do as good as what they should be doing. Going to be a weird year, I think, for growing season. Everybody I'm talking to says their gardens are awful. And I've just counted out to get them out so late because of the frost. Jim Dockrell's in the house, my brother from another mother.
Hi,
Good
Jim.
to have you with us. Hope everything's going good up there in Kanadistan.
Kanadistan, I love that. Oh,
I just make it up as I go along.
Hey, it works, I suppose. How are you, Jim? Oh, we got it. Yep, I see him. Jim Dockrell. Whoop whoop. I got my slideshow fixed for you. See that?
Yes, I see that.
Had some problems the other week, but problems have been solved. I've been dealing with tech issue after tech issue, and I've been solving them off one at a time. I'm like, you shall not prevail. I will win this fight.
What planets are in retrograde right now? I think that's got a lot to do with
Mercury and
when they all start going into retrograde, everything starts going cattywampus and belly up.
Yeah. That should have no effect on humankind if a planet is observed going the other direction, because they're really just spinning around like normal. It's just our position relative to them that makes it look like it goes backwards.
But it's all a map. All the stars, all the planets, everything is a map. Everything counts time. The sun.
Yeah, it's a map.
Count your days.
But does it influence humanity?
Yep.
That's the question.
The seas,
Well, the
The
moon and the sun do. We have measurable effects from the sun and the moon. Effects from planets, very minimal, and stars unchanged. They have no influence magnetically, and they have no
It's all a map. They used to navigate by the stars with the ships.
Well, that's true, but
You can
does it
tell the
impact you?
seasons by
Does
the
it impact you psychologically? No.
yes.
No.
Yes.
Well,
Tides come in, tides go out.
the moon, you can make the case for the moon and the sun because we can feel the effects of their gravity and the tides and all that stuff. But stars are light years away. They have no magnetic influence.
You scoff at what you don't understand.
I understand it perfectly. That's my point. They have the stars are way out there. Yes, you can navigate by them, but it's not, your mood is not determined if we're in the house of Aquarius or not. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Come on. Science, Brenda, science.
You plant by the signs. That's what the almanac's all about. The almanac can teach you planting by the signs.
Well, I mean, if the planting regimen corresponds to favorable conditions that plants like, then that makes sense. But it's not because you're planting when you're in the Taurus, under the Taurus constellation. That's not what makes the plants happy and healthy. It's things on Earth that are happening around that time.
If you have operations done on your body, there's certain times that are better than others because of where the signs are.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, I grew up with this. My mother was real big into the signs, and she went by the signs for everything. Right. For when you bred the cows when they were due to calve. And
well, riddle me this then: if the positions of the heavens are so important, when all of this came about, we haven't perfected the leap years yet, and effectively the whole sky has shifted 1 month, because now that we're doing the leap years and the leap seconds every now and then, things are more stabilized. But what was Cancer 600 years ago is now Gemini, or vice versa. You know, it's different. The heavens aren't where they're at on the calendar the way they were.
Well,
because
I'm not in charge of the folks at the almanac on how they decipher all of this thing. I'm just saying that she always went by the almanac and by the signs on, you know, when was the best time for breeding the livestock, and for when they was going to calve, and for calving ease, you know, so they wouldn't have a lot of problems. And if he's going to be operated on, there was, depending upon what part of your body was going to be operated on, depended on where you wanted the signs to be. See, I went by that when I had my hysterectomy, and I came through with flying colors. The doctor couldn't even believe that I healed up as fast as I did, but he wanted to do it 2 weeks earlier, and I made him put it off for 2 weeks because I was going by the signs, and it all worked out great.
I'm glad it worked out. Mel says, Mel is in the chat now, and the sky has shifted. Mind blown. You're welcome. Hi, Mel.
Hello, Mel. Good to see you. Corkboard TV. Corkboard TV's out there. Scott, good to see you. And so,
how is my audio level in relation to Brenda's audio level? Chat room, can you help me out? So am I too loud or too soft?
He's always too loud.
Am I? Well, that cowbell's too loud, let me tell you. I like myself some cowbell, but I like it at reasonable volume.
Everything needs to be loud. Oh, speaking of loud, I got a funny story for you. At least I think it's funny.
Let me hear it.
I tried to go to bed at what I considered to be a reasonable hour last night, 12:30.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kind of late for me, but okay.
I couldn't sleep. I was kind of tossing and turning around there, you know, and all of a sudden I hear the dogs start whining. I'm like, what in God's green earth is making them whine like this? Because they're usually very quiet. I'm like, somebody trying to break in, or is there a raccoon out there? What is going on? So I risk opening one eye, to kind of peek out and see what's going on. And I see red and blue flashing lights and coming through the window, through the shades, flashing against the walls. It looks like a discotheque in my bedroom.
What did you do now?
I'm like, what in the hell? So I get up to see what is going on. And when I look out the window, there's 5 police cruisers out in front of my house with their lights just flashing like it's New Year's Eve. I thought, and it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the hell is going on here in this town at 1:30 in the morning? It's brought all these cops out. Is somebody having like a donut party or something out here in the street? What is going on? So I venture over to the front door and peek at the curtains there at the front door to see what is going on. They had a car stopped out in front of the house. Some girl out of it behind the car. All 5 of these cops are surrounding this girl with flashlights on her. And her mouth is going about 90 miles an hour telling some kind of a story. I don't know what it was all about, but you could hear her. I mean, you just couldn't make out what she was saying, but, you could hear enough of it to know that her mouth was flapping. And the cops then walk over on the sidewalk, leave her standing out there in the street, and they have a little conference about it. And then they come back and she gets on the phone and there's all this you-ya, and it's got my dogs going nuts. And while all this is going on, they had a police dog in one of them cars and it is barking to beat hell. And I thought, if there's anybody in the neighborhood that isn't up by now, they must be dead to the world, because there's enough noise going on out here that it should have everybody up. So, I'm a little ornery, maybe, just a tad. And I thought there ought to be some way to kind of break up this party and let them know that they are in a residential neighborhood and, that this needs to calm down a little bit at 1:30 in the morning. So I got an air conditioner.
I'm glad I'm sitting down for this part because I know it's coming.
I got an air conditioner that faces out that direction, and I thought, now I know that they can hear me hollering through this air conditioner, and they won't be able to tell where this is coming from. So I get up there real close on the air conditioner and I holler out there, "Y'all shut up, you woke everybody up!" And their flashlights all 5.
Oh no.
One of them goes running back to his police car to shut that dog up. It's carrying on. They's out there for over half an hour. At that girl, finally somebody came and picked her up, or got in her car to drive her home. I guess maybe she'd had a beer or something and they didn't want to put her in the drunk tank. But yeah.
Oh my.
I thought all this over some girl having a beer on a Wednesday night someplace and you waking up everybody in town. But that was funny when I hollered out there because they couldn't tell where it was coming from. All the lights was out in my house, and
oh.
So I got a kick out of that.
That's funny. That's funny. Portal showed up and Luana Pierce is here.
Good to see y'all. Glad you're here. Be sure and share this out. Hit that like button, and we'll do a giveaway here in a little bit. Getting to hear me talk about being ornery last night. They shouldn't have woke me up. Me and the dogs, Lord have mercy.
No one should do anything that makes you annoyed because there's only bad things follow after that. It's what I'm learning.
I thought about just going out there, and sitting on the porch and seeing, what there's doing. If they ask me, what are you doing out here? Say, well, what are you doing out here? You come to entertain me, I guess. Let's say Jim Dockrell's got some information out there. He says the new estimate of the Hubble constant is 74 kilometers, which is 46 miles per second per
megaparsec.
Okay. And then he says this means that for every 3.3 million light years farther away a galaxy is from us, it appears to be moving 74 kilometers or 46 miles per second faster as a result of the expansion of the universe.
Yeah, because everything is moving farther away from each other in all directions. Because like we're on the outside of a bubble getting bigger. So everything relative to everything else is moving farther away. At one time, there's going to be cold death. Like their stars are going to be so far away from each other. It's just going to be blackness in every direction.
I was reading something here a week or two ago about they've been getting some kind of radio signals, and it's not constant, but ever so often it repeats itself. And I'm wondering, are they hearing that same thing that they sent up several years ago that we sent up that was supposed to send out sporadic?
Well, I mean, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are out there beeping and bopping,
So, maybe they're just hearing what we've already sent out.
Well, communicating through
yourself.
Communicating through radio waves is not an efficient way to communicate on a galactic level at all. Iron Fire Horse is here. Welcome back to the channel.
Hello, Iron Fire Horse. Jim says, why can't they use vector geometry to trace all the trajectories back to where it started? I have no idea.
Yeah, those repeating signals are kind of odd, and they seem intelligent because usually things don't I know the neutron stars, they spin so fast, they throw out energy and it does blip, but it's always constant. It's like 16 times a second or 100 times a second or 3 times a second, but it's always, it never stops and then comes back. You get it.
Yeah.
Well, that movie Contact was like that. That was the premise behind Contact. There were radio signals and it was information, and the information deciphered into instructions, and the instructions deciphered into a way to travel through space and time and come to where the aliens are. Mm-hmm. And that was the whole point and the aliens set up beacons close to the civilizations that they wanted to communicate this to, because it would take too long from where they were. They were other galaxies away. They were hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands of light years away. So what they would do is they would say, oh, here's a close star to the sun where that Earth is, and we're going to start bing, 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 bing. Anyway, that's science fiction.
Looking to see if anybody else put anything in the chat for us.
Yeah, put interesting facts and we'll riff off of them. And if it blows our mind, we'll give you virtual tacos and cowbell rings.
Let's see here. I've still got goat facts up from last week. We don't want to put any goat videos up, though. We learned our lesson on that last week.
Yeah, Lord, the BBC was not too happy with our sharing of the goat video.
We had to cut out our 1 minute of goat video.
Yeah, because, we put an hour and a half worth of content, but they can take 100% of the revenue for 1 minute goat video. Yeah.
So we had to cut out the goats.
That's the way the system works here on the YouTubes.
Okay, let's throw this one out. Goats are foragers, not grazers. It's actually unnatural to graze a goat on grass and increases the likelihood of them picking up harmful parasites. In their natural habitat, they roam mountaintops and reach up as high as possible to pick out choice bits of forage around them. See, a lot of people think goats will just eat anything, and you can put them out and they'll just, graze all the grass off and you don't have to mow your yard. And that's not true. They'll eat the weeds out of it, but they generally don't eat grass unless they're starving.
Oh. I remember I went on a field trip and there were animals and I had a hoodie with a little pull string around the waist, and this goat started eating the pull string, and it started to come the whole way out. And I grabbed it and I pulled it out. There must have been 4 feet of string in this goat that I took out. He was just chomp, 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 chomp. He was just, it was like a noodle. He was sucking it in.
A friend of mine had husky dogs. You know, those Siberian huskies.
Mm-hmm.
And them things, they'd eat anything. It was amazing. That they ate the tubing to the gas grill out on our patio.
It's crazy. Oh, C-Dub's Journey's here. Hi, C-Dubs.
Hey, C-Dubs, good to see you. Glad you're in the house. And let's see, they ate a couple loaves of bread one day. She had their crates underneath the bar in her kitchen. And there shouldn't have been any way that those dogs could get a hold of the bread that's up on top of the counter. But they did. They managed to get a hold of it. And when she got home, there was bread shards and bread sack shards all over the place around their crates where they'd gotten into the bread. And then they would eat her panty or her knee-high stockings out of the laundry basket. And the way she would figure this out that they'd ate them is because then they'd go out and poop in the yard, and her knee highs would be out there all pooped out all over the backyard.
Ew. Nasty.
And one day the neighbors had a collie dog, and the collie dog had this teddy bear that it loved to play with. Well, I guess one day it decided that it wanted to try to share the love of this teddy bear with the huskies. And so it had apparently taken the teddy bear up to the fence to either show the huskies or, you know, allow them to play with it a little bit. And when she came home, there was teddy bear stuffing all over her backyard.
Oh, poor teddy bear.
Teddy had met its end.
Oh, no. The NDT show is here. Hi, Nathan.
Hey, Nathan, good to see you. Hope everything's going well down there in Tennessee.
Yeah, huskies are the ones that they're cold climate dogs, aren't they? Yeah. Because I know my friend had someone call the police because the dog was out in the snow. It was literally laying in the snow. And the police got there, saw it was a husky, said, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, of course it's in the snow. It's built for snow.
Huskies, Samoyeds, and Malamutes. Those are your 3 top breeds of winter dogs. You know, there's sled pullers up in Alaska, and they love the snow and love the cold. Great Pyrenees is another one. Newfoundlands. Those are big dogs.
And the hair is real thick because they got to keep them warm.
Yeah.
It's like you can barely get your fingers through it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been in the dog show circuit for years and years and years back when I had my bulldogs. And so I got familiar with most breeds of dogs through that and through the obedience and everything teaching. And dogs are interesting. You know, some of them are smarter than others. And I know, you know, there's people that will argue that till the cows come home, but there are some breeds that are extremely intelligent, and there are other breeds that, well, not so much. A lot like people in that respect. You know, there's some people that they're Einsteins, and then there's other ones that, well, they're more like your Pee Wee Hermans.
My one friend had, I guess it was like a mutt, just, you know, kind of like a short-legged, floppy-eared. I don't know what it was, but it would just eat anything. There would be cobwebs. It would be like, if it figured, hey, well, I'll poop it out if it's not good for me. Yeah. It's just whatever it could put in its mouth, it would eat it. I'm like, this dog's not right. It's not right in the head.
Yeah, there's some that I just, you know, I hated to see him come into the obedience class. Because I'm like, you poor little thing, you know, you need to probably go 4 or 5 seasons in order to get this through your thick little skull.
My dog's just spoiled, you know, she's just spoiled rotten. It's like the one time the water bowl got a little low, and she looked at Tracy, my wife, like, excuse me, like, this is not acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like the one time we like she purposely, like, she lets us know she's upset because when we fixed my son's car, got smashed up because it was parked, no one's hurt, and we all had to leave to go deal with something, and we left her alone in the house for like an hour and a half, and she peed on the carpet. We took her out before we left, but she peed on the carpet because she was protesting. She was like, how dare you have this house empty, shame on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in crate training because the crate is their bed, and they don't like to mess their bed, and it's
Well,
their
we tried
den.
that. We did that, but it never fully took. Never fully.
Wasn't small enough crate.
It was kind of small, but I don't know.
Yeah, when you're crate training, you want to just give them room enough. Stand up, turn around, lay down. That's it. If it's any bigger than that, then it's, to them, it's a big room and it's got room for a toilet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she's a handful.
And when you let them out, you let them out often. When I was house training, I would do it every 2 hours until bedtime. But see, if you did it every 2, and you cut off food and water several hours before bedtime, so they're not tanked up when you go to bed. And you do that every 2 hours throughout the day, and right before you go to bed. And they get the hint real quick doing it that way. And especially if you praise them, they go out and do what they're supposed to do. You praise them, give them a treat and all that when they do what they're supposed to do. But see, most people think, well, the dog should know that it's supposed to go outside. No, they didn't.
Yeah. Jim Dockrell has an interesting fact. He requested a taco. He says every St. Bernard has Newfoundland DNA as they were used to save the breed. Interesting.
St. Bernards are interesting dogs.
Aren't they the kind with the little barrel of whiskey on them?
They're gentle giants is what I've always called them, gentle giants. And you've got some that are dry mouth St. Bernards, and you got some that are wet mouth St. Bernards. And Lord help you if you get a wet mouth St. Bernard. It's like Niagara Falls is running out of their mouth constantly. You have to carry a towel with you all the time, wiping that dog's mouth. You're going to have slobber all over you all the time if you got a wet mouth St. Bernard.
I would imagine they would need to drink a lot to generate all that slobber.
And they slobber all over everything.
Can you tell if it's a slobber or dry as a puppy?
I've never raised them, so I don't know when that gene kicks in on them, how long it takes. But I know people that have had both, whether it's a dry mouth or a wet mouth, and I would definitely prefer to have a dry mouth St. Bernard.
Luana says trained pigeons can tell the difference between the paintings of Pablo Picasso and Claude Monet.
Huh. How do you know?
Smart. Iron Firehorse. Oh, I've never met a dry mouth St. Bernard. Okay.
Slobber boxes. See, I had English bulldogs, and the only time they would slobber is right after they drank. Because they got those big old chops hanging on the sides of their face, and when they drink, then them chops get filled up with water, and they go to slobbering all that out of their face, and so you got to wipe them down after they drink to keep from getting slobber all over everything. But
cool. Iron Firehorse says some birds are smart for sure.
Luana says the peacock manna shrimp can throw a punch at 50 miles per hour, accelerating quicker than a .22 caliber bullet.
Yeah, we've heard that fact a couple times. That's crazy. Yeah, punch you.
Let's see here. I probably got another goat fact that I can give you since I got the goat facts.
The ravens are really smart. The ravens and crows, they act like an 8-year-old child as an adult, which is pretty old for the mannerisms of a bird. Because I know parrots they'll behave like a 2 and 3-year-old as adults.
Goats have pupils like many hooved animals that are rectangular. This gives them vision for 320 to 340 degrees compared to humans with 160 to 210 around them without having to move, and they are thought of to have excellent night vision.
Square pupils. It's. I don't think there's a lot of squares in nature.
No, rectangular.
Oh, rectangular. That's weird. Yeah, shrimp can throw punches. Shrimps are weird. All shellfish are weird.
Boy, they taste good, though.
They do. Man, do they ever. I didn't even know they had arms. No, it's some other appendage, isn't it? It's not an arm.
Well, they got little legs.
That's not what they're talking about, them punching, isn't it?
The tail.
Something else?
Would be the tail, wouldn't it?
I'm not a shrimp expert. I do not know.
Yeah, Iron Heart Horse says, good eating for sure.
Hell yeah. I bought shrimps at Costco. Yummy. Gonna break them puppies out.
Luana says, I used to babysit for people with a St. Bernard. The kids would fall asleep up against him, and when they were in bed, he would curl up next to me.
No.
Jim Bashir says, just got here. The topic is shrimp. The topic's whatever we want it to be.
Yeah. Talking about
goats
seafood.
And shrimp, and I'm on a seafood diet. I seafood needed.
Yeah, right. Me too.
You like my puns I've been putting up there on the Facebook?
Nope. Nope. I protest everyone with a ridiculous GIF comment, and I refuse to like them.
I am the queen of puns.
Oh. Some of them are just so ridiculously bad. I'm like, no, this hurts. It hurts reading these puns. Just string them together and do a comedy routine. Go to open mic night and just like lay into them. Rapid fire, you know.
The last one I put up there says, I was the knight no one expected to appear on the battlefield. Surprise.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
Poor Matt.
Did you hear my sound effect? Did it come through?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Here, read off another one.
Let's see here. What else we got? Matt tripped over his wife's bra. It was a booby trap.
Oh
my. We could do one more. Why did it take so long for the pirates to learn the alphabet? They got stuck at sea. Oh, mercy.
Lord have mercy. Make it stop. See what I have to deal with, everyone? Do you see what I have to deal with? And this is every day of the week. This does not stop.
Mm-hmm. I keep him entertained daily with the puns.
Please give me some rest. I want some peace and quiet.
He'll know when I'm dead because the puns will stop. So she must be dead. The puns have stopped. Oh my. Well, let's see. How many people we got out there today?
11.
11? Well, we might want to do a giveaway.
Oh, yeah? Okay. I wasn't sure we were going to have one today. You never know, folks. That's why you got to stop in.
we'll do us a giveaway. Now, the way this works, I think everybody's been here before. They pretty much know how this works, but just in case, I tell everybody how this works. I'm going to show you 4 items, and then I'll give a number between 1 and 10, and whoever picks that number will win a prize. And you pick out of the 4 items that I put up. If you live outside the United States, then you can either choose to accept the prize and pay shipping, or you can give it to somebody else in the room or not play at all. You got 3 choices.
Jim Bashirs thanks you for the hammock he won previously.
Well, I'm glad you got it, and I'm glad you enjoy it. You know, with the way the post office is operating right now, you gotta wonder if it's going to get there. I never did get that package that I was supposed to get. They did send me another one, but they only sent part of it, and now I wait for the other part. Hopefully it'll get here. You know, you just go to the post office now and kind of cross your fingers and hope that stuff gets where you want it to go. But anyway, I digress. Back to the giveaway. Whoever wins, it's up to you to get me your address. I'm not going to chase you around for it. You either email it to me. My email's on every one of my videos in the description, or you can send it to me through Messenger if you're on my Facebook page. That way I'll have it so that I can get your item out to you. I plan to run some errands in the morning so I can get it out of here tomorrow if you get me your address tonight. So with all that being said, I've got a number written down on a piece of paper here. So it's between 1 and 10. And y'all get ready, get set, go. Not yet. Keep going.
One entry per person.
$1.280. There it is. Sunny J Shores Travel Adventure has won, and the number is number 7. There it is, number 7. You like the way I wrote that out for you?
I'm not saying anything.
Number 7. All right.
Your cap lowercase has something to be desired.
All right. We got 4 items here. The first one is one of my paracord bracelets that I make. There's the clasp on it, so you can see the clasp on it, and this is a double cobra style. Then we've got one of the necklaces that I make. There's the necklace. It's got all kinds of little charms and stones and stuff hanging on the necklace. It is on a chain and a suede cord. And we've got a box of bath bombs, brand new, still in the plastic wrap on the package. So if you like to take baths and you want to smell pretty, we got that. And I've got one of these digital HD TV or can't even talk, HD TV antennas. Brand new in the box. So those are the 4 items. Which one would you like? Tell me which one you'd like, and I'll put a sticker on it for you.
Bracelet, necklace, bath bomb, antenna.
That's right. I'll write it down here. Sunny J Shores Travel.
The bracelet.
Okay.
She wants the bracelet.
All right.
Congratulations. Sunny J Shores Travel Adventures.
Okay. I don't think you're on my Facebook page. So, Matt, would you put my email address there in the chat for them so they can send me their mailing address?
Okay. Email is in the chat.
All right. And that way I can get that wrapped up and get it sent out to you tomorrow. Well, you are very welcome. I enjoy doing these giveaways.
Richard Kuhn just showed up. Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard, good to see you. Lord have mercy. If you don't know Richard, oh, hey, he is just a hot mess, is what Richard is. Richard plays Dr. Paul Bearer. If I get this right, Dr. Paul Bearer. Is it doctor? Yeah, it's doctor. Dr. Paul Bearer down in Florida. And he has a TV show, and
he hangs around with Santa Claus too.
He hangs around Santa Claus, and he sinks boats out in the what would you call that? A cove? He was trying to launch the boat, and he sunk the truck.
My goodness.
Bless his heart. We're gonna put pontoons on his new truck now, so he don't sink it.
Is Ivana Cadaver with him?
Now you like her, I know what you're all about. Ivana Cadaver.
Ivana Cadaver.
Lord have mercy.
It's good to have a celebrity in the house with us.
Yeah, he says it was a boat canal, is what they called that. I think it's truck canal, because his was the third truck they'd sunk that week. They should have told him that ahead of time. They waited until after the truck was in the water.
Miranda knows what's up. Oh, that Richard. I saw him on Simply Wooden Creations. Yep.
That's right.
He hangs around there sometime. Oh, and Simply Wooden Creations just showed up. Hi, Russ.
Hey, good to see you, Russ.
Were your ears ringing? We were kind of indirectly talking about you.
Russ is in the house. Russ does a show over on Simply Wooden Creations every Saturday night, and I'm on his panel. Sometimes Matt comes in and graces us with his presence over on the panel. Sometimes Richard's on the panel. You never know. Jim Bashir's is generally on the panel. There's a mess of us there that get on the panel there with Russ and cut up on Saturday nights. And we usually talk something about woodworking or something about making and shopping and buying tools. And
I do woodworking.
Glue and who knows, tape. Have a guest sometimes. You need to come over on Simply Wooden Creations on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and join Russ and the gang.
I have a woodworking question for the audience. For those that are woodworkers, if you ever lost a piece of a tool, instead of looking for it, do you just buy a new one? Because that's what happened to me. I lost my 1/2-inch chuck for my router. I looked for it for 10 minutes. I'm like, it's never going to show up. So I went on Amazon and bought another one. I want to get my project done.
Works Hard for MK3 is in the house. If you want to know about shopping deals, you need to go over on her channel. She shows y'all where all the deals are.
I love paying less for something. If you pay less for an item, it doesn't change that item that you've paid less for. You've just paid less for it.
That's right. Got more money in your pocket. More change, since there's a change shortage.
I see those receipts where they're just rounding up and keeping the difference.
Yep.
Oh, we owed you 46 cents. We're going to keep that now. Thank you.
And they're charging all kinds of stuff on your bills. You need take a look at your receipts at some of the things you're being charged for. You won't believe it. Kroger's here in Indiana now is charging a BLM fee on your groceries. I don't know how that works.
My son's car was repaired, and there was COVID-19 cleaning was a line item, which I understand. They've got to stay safe. But
see, they need to make you aware of all this before you shop there and not after you have paid them. Yeah. I don't like being ripped off, and I feel like I'm ripped off if I'm not aware of what all I'm being charged for. That's not right. If they're not giving you change back, they need to be making that abundantly clear ahead of time. You're not going to get any change. It'll be rounded up.
I mean, that the protocol is to ask, do you want to donate to XYZ? And then you say yes or no. But I think cashiers just are lazy and they just activate it. Not that that's an excuse. So I'm just trying to speculate why it happens. Yeah. Mr. Doughboy 356 is here. Hello.
Good to see you, Mr. Doughboy. Dave Hart said that he was not informed when they rounded his up the other day at the store. Because he wondered, how did that come out so even? What in the world? So he gets out of the car, he looks at the receipt, and he sees that He was supposed to get 64 cents change back, but instead of that, they just rounded it up to give to a charity. Didn't even say what charity or nothing.
I heard someone was trying to buy milk, and they're like $4. It's just like, well, it's $3.50, or it's like $3.40 something for milk. He said he put $3.50 on the counter. It's like $4, and it's like, this is more than what it costs. Oh, we have to round up. I'm like, I have got 3 $1 bills and 2 quarters. It's more than $3.46 or whatever it was.
T Square Talk is another YouTube channel. And I listen to his live stream. He live streams almost every day. And last night he was telling one where he went to the store and they didn't want to take his cash. And so they sent him to the customer service area to discuss it further with the manager and people in customer service. And they tell him, no, we're just taking cards, debit cards, credit cards. And he says, no, you're taking cash, because it says, and he holds the money right here. It says legal tender. You cannot turn down legal tender. You want to call the cops and get them in here so they explained it to you? That's fine with me.
I'd leave the cash on the ground and walk out.
But they finally gave in and accepted cash. I mean, isn't it a shame that you got to fuss and fight like that in order, to be able to make a purchase at a store? Because they told him, they said, well, you're going to have to get the plastic out. He says, I don't have plastic. He said, well, I did have plastic, but I wasn't going to tell them that. He says, it's legal tender and they've got to accept it whether they like it or not. It's the law.
I'll be glad when all this is over. I want it to all blow over.
Yeah, well, I told you when it'll end. Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, Mr. Doughboy's got it. It's illegal to refuse money.
Money. When you use money, you can skirt around the system without being tracked. People who embezzle and have ill-gotten gains, they use cash a lot.
There's other reasons to have cash too. I mean, look at women that are being abused. If they got to squirrel some money back in order to be able to get away and get out of the situation that they're in, or if you're having a garage sale or a flea market, and you're dealing in quarter, nickel, dime, dollars, stuff. People are not going to be taking credit cards for
garage sales. Cash is king at garage sales.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole myriad of reasons why you would want to have cash. Plus, look at all the people that collect it. All the error coins and, all the old coins and different kinds of dollars, whether there's errors on them or
$2 bills.
Mm-hmm. I used to love to go to the bank and get me a wad of $2 bills, so that whenever I went through a drive-through or someplace, dollar bill. And how many people didn't understand that was money?
They're good for tipping. You want to tip someone. Here's $2. Mm-hmm. And for what it's worth, these are not rare. They print crap tons of $2 bills.
Yeah. But it's amazing how many people don't understand that is money, because it's just not circulated that widely.
I was going to go into the bank and put in a special order for 100 $2 bills, because they'll special order if you do 100 notes or more. Like 100 is the minimum. I'm like, all right, I'll move $200 and get 100 $2 bills, but I lost interest in it. Never did, but I was gonna. I give them, I put them in Christmas card. Like I'll give like $100 and then I'll put a 2 on top of it just for funsies. For nephews and
Iron Firehorse says, I was doing that with my plastic Canadian bills. It felt good to finally launder money to the big guys in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all kinds of people that collect different kinds of, whether you're collecting for serial numbers, to play liar's poker with your money, or whether you're collecting star notes. Those are the ones that's been reprinted.
A lot of reason to collect coin. I just wanted the 2012 quarter with the Hawaiian volcano on the back, because I bought the house in 2012, and I dropped one in cement, and that thing finally worked itself loose. I'm like, I should replace that 2012 quarter and put it back in that cement and watch people go to pick it up and not be able to pick it up.
Are you one of them guys that glues the dime to the floor at the store, waiting for some woman to come up there and bend over trying to pick that thing up?
But the Atlantis Hotel in the Bahamas has a $100 chip epoxied to the cement outside, and you go to pick it up and it won't.
Dirty trick. Dirty trick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, NDT says any store that says coin shortage only, pay with cards, I just don't give them my business. Just me, just my opinion. And that's right. I mean, I got, you can imagine now, I got all upset and red about them having the self-checkouts at the store. So you can imagine how I am about this coin thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if I am absolutely forced that I have got to use one of them self-checkouts, I give them so much grief.
I just, they're more inconvenient because when you buy spray paint, they got to check that you're an adult. I'm like, I've got gray hair. I just turned 50. Back it off. Or even at the grocery store, if you're weighing something, they're like, are those grapes or mango? You know, are you trying to pull fast one? Like, oh Lord.
I make them come up and weigh. I tell them, I don't know how to use this thing to do this. You get over here and do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go to trying to show me how, and I'm like, I ain't gonna remember how to do that. Just go ahead and do it so I can get out of here. And then when they get all done, I say, now take my discount off there. And what discount? And I say, my discount for having to do your job over here at the self-checkout. If I'm going to be treated like an employee, I want the employee discount. And we go around and around and around. It would have saved them so much more time to have a cashier there to get me out of the store.
So they didn't factor in Brenda when they were in the conference room.
That's
doing
right.
the business planning.
Now, if everybody would do it the way I do it, they'd end that self-checkout thing because they'd say, this is just too much trouble. There's a method to my madness.
I laugh because you're right. You're right.
That's right. It's funny because it's true.
It is.
And D says, I do too, Brenda. I don't fool around with them self-checkouts either. I mean, that's just craziness as far as I'm concerned. I'm getting aggravated with the thing where you shop online too and go pick up your groceries, because it should be so convenient to be able to do that. But they will tell you when they come out to the car, they'll always check at least by the time you get home and make sure that you got everything you ordered, because I've had them leaving stuff out of my groceries. And when they do that, they wish they'd put it in there because they charge me for it. It's on, it's on there that I'm supposed to have it, and it is in the groceries. I've had that happen several times. I mean, one time they left off 2 cases of water. How do you do that? Yeah. So always make sure that you get everything that you actually ordered. And then the substitution, you got to be careful with that when you tell them to substitute, because you don't know what you're going to get. And asking them to pick out produce, please do not ever let them pick out your produce. They don't know what's ripe and what's not ripe. And they don't know a good one from a bad one. Please don't let them pick out your produce.
I believe it.
Oh, and then they'll tell you that they don't have something that they do have. I mean, you know that they've got it in there. So then you have to go park your car and go in the store, which was inconvenient for you in the first place, because that's why you ordered online, so you wouldn't have to fool with that. And you have to traipse through the store to go get your groceries.
Hey.
Yeah.
My son works at Best Buy, and the guy's like, yeah, I want this item. And he says, no, we don't have it in the store. And the website said they had it. So he ordered it on his phone for self-pickup. They had to find it. He worked the system.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, he said it's not there. The app says it's here. He ordered it and put it for self pickup, waited in the store for 30 minutes until it was up in front for him. He's like,
Yep.
see, I have it. Do you have
Iron Firehorse says, my neighbor ordered a bunch of 10 bananas. They sent her 10 bunches of bananas. That's like a whole case. My son used to do that, says Sonny J. Shores, glued the money to the floor and then made an oatmeal cookie out of resin, looked like a real one with tiny bite taken out. He'd wait and see who'd pick it up and try to eat it.
Oh, no.
Jim Bashir's like bananas. You want 10 bunches of them all at the same time? That's a lot of bananas.
I don't understand the economics of bananas. They're $1.36 at Costco. And I'm like, and they're not native to the United States. They have to ship in. Like, how can something be that cheap that has to get flown in here from another country and hauled all over America till it gets to the store? I don't understand how they can be that cheap. I just don't.
Jim Bashir says banana bread. Lord, you have banana bread, banana pudding, banana cream pie, banana milkshakes,
banana splits.
You'd have bananas coming out your ears.
I like banana.
If I get a case of bananas, I'm freezing a bunch of them. That way, whenever I get ready to do banana bread and that kind of thing, I've got the frozen bananas ready to go to do it. But if I'm buying a case, I usually try to get them so that the majority of them are green. And that way it's going to take them a little while before they're ready to eat. And that way they don't go to waste. Say, what was it C-Dub said? I missed what C-Dub said there. Nathan's answering her. She says, was told at the self-checkout I had to use my card and not cash. Yeah, they're doing that a lot. I understand. I've been reading a lot of comments and stuff on my Facebook page about that. They need to understand it's legal tender. No. Everybody needs to get to be more like Brenda. Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda. Don't let them get away with that foolishness. See, if we let them get away with it, you don't know where this slippery slope's going to lead.
It'll be chip implants. Let me scan your wallet. Bloop.
Yep, that's coming. I do believe that's coming, and the show me your papers that prove that you've had your vaccine in order to be able to get in a store. I think that's coming too. I hope not, but indications are we're heading in that direction.
Let's hope and pray.
What's your statewide mandate on masks over there in Pennsylvania? They making everybody wear them now, or
the governor went back to mandatory masks?
Yeah, the governor here said that as of Monday, it's going to be mandatory if you're out in public or in any public building that you have to have the mask on. However, he says even though it would be a misdemeanor, they're not going to have masked police out there chasing you down if you're not wearing one. So I don't know.
I mean, the legal quandary is it's a governor decree. It's not law.
Yeah.
So a lot of the police would come up and say, excuse me, the governor's decree is to do this and you're not doing that. And then they turn around and walk away. Like they can't do anything else. They're just, oh, by the way, it's my job to tell you this, but I can't do nothing.
Yeah. If you go in a store, I think that the store owner has a right to tell you, because no shirt, no shoes, no service, why can't that apply to masks as well? So I think the store owner would have the right to tell you whether they want you in their store or not. But then you have the right not to go in their store if you don't want to abide by whatever their rules are too.
That's true.
So, they're giving up business to the people that don't want to follow that rule. So, I'll wear one if I have to, but it's going to be for a short period of time. We're not going to do none of these all dayers with the mask. I've been tempted to get me one. Well, I've got one someplace. Go find my sleep mask. Those black sleep masks that you wear at night to black out everything. Get that and cut eye holes in it, like the Lone Ranger. I got my mask on.
Someone had a rubber band around their forehead and the leaf of lettuce with eye holes in it. It was the creepiest looking thing out there. I was like, oh. And then someone had like, pantyhose over like absolutely nothing. It's just like,
they don't say what kind of a mask it has to be.
Well, I wear masks everywhere I go. At least I try to remember.
Well, I can understand that because you're not necessarily all that attractive, but
I'm not necessarily all the what?
All that attractive.
No. Well, I like to curse at people, quiet, and it helps,
They can't say what you're saying. They can't read your lips.
Did you see the one Walt Disney World commercial where they were welcoming everyone back and every employee had a mask on? Someone took the video and dubbed in new audio for it, and they were like, "Don't come here." They changed what they said. They had different female actors for the female people on screen. It was funny. They don't pay us enough. Please stay away.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get that mask on, people can't see what you're saying or nothing. I never thought there'd be a time, if somebody would have told me even last year that there would come a time where you would be required to wear a mask in a bank.
Yeah, right.
I would have told them that they'd lost their mind.
Yeah, they don't want you wearing hats, especially like baseball cap. Don't wear a baseball cap inside a bank. Yeah. That's not proper etiquette.
Yeah, and shouldn't have ski mask in the wintertime. People come in with ski masks on. Oh, that was a big no.
I love people staying 6 feet away from me. Like, I don't like people. Stay back. Keep your distance. I want that to persist. Yeah. I like those hats with the pool noodles, 6 feet out. Coming through.
Like an octopus or a spider or something. Yeah.
That's what I want. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, shoot.
Big hula skirts, with the big ballroom type thing. Yep. Back it off.
Scarlett O'Hara, the hoop skirt. I went to a Halloween party dressed as Scarlett O'Hara one year.
Oh.
With a hoop skirt, the whole 9 yards. And that, talk about a hoot. There's this one guy that kept crawling up under that skirt all night long. If I stood still for, more than 2 or 3 minutes, he was up underneath that skirt. Like it was a tent.
To take him home?
Every time I wanted to move, I'd have to get the hell out from under this dress.
Was he a short fella?
No, he'd get down on the floor and just crawl underneath it like it was a tent. I don't know. He must have lost out on something in his childhood, being able to play in the tent.
Fun.
If I'd had a big bowl of beans for lunch that day, buddy, I think I could have brought him out of there. But
I went to a Halloween party that was themed like The Tick. Does everyone remember the animated series The Tick? It's like a superhero thing, but it's completely absurd. So yeah, we all dressed up as Tick character. I was Deflator Mouse. My wife was American Maid. It's sort of like the Wonder Woman, but she throws her shoe. That's her superpower. She throws her high heels at people. Mine was like the Batman character, but it was a bat superhero, but it wasn't Batman. It was Deflator Mouse, and he was super handsome, but he was a coward. He wouldn't fight. He would always run from the fights. And then my other friend was the Midnight Bomber, and my other friend who's was in the Army. The Marines. He was Big Shot, and that was the emotionally unstable gun-toting vigilante was the character on. Anyway, Halloween. I love Halloween. Love it.
Yeah, I do too. I don't like the scary part. We're trying to scare everybody to death. But yeah, I like the decorations and.
Well, Richard's all about Halloween. He was in the chat here earlier.
Yeah.
It's definitely my favorite holiday. Love it.
They said that they have a Halloween parade down there in Florida, but it's like 90 degrees in the shade when they have it. And, that'd be rough on wearing costumes and stuff.
Thing I like about Halloween is women in fishnets. Fishnets everywhere. I love it.
Oh, they have a section of Dayton called the Oregon District, Dayton, Ohio. And every year at Halloween time, all of that came out down there. The dog collars and the fishnets, the corsets, all of that came out down there.
Bring it on. That's why I like Renaissance fairs, corsets and stuff. Yep. Beer wench.
I went to a Renaissance festival one time years ago, and they wanted to give me a hard time about not having my hair covered. That I needed to have a scarf or something on my head, or the queen was gonna cut my head off, or I don't know.
Oh no!
And
someone must have thought I was good looking. They put me up on the wench auction, and they auctioned me off.
Well, you can just imagine though, with me being me, and somebody telling me that the queen's gonna cut my head off, what my reaction was.
Oh, hell no.
They tended to leave me alone. I think word carried quickly that I wasn't going to play along with that.
Jeff Robinson is here. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you.
Oh, you got a new fan. Boycott BrendaG is in the house.
Oh, we got a new one out there. Boycott BrendaG. Lord have mercy. He's here under protest.
I have boycott Matt Haas fan on my channel. I made that person a mod. You might want to consider making boycott BrendaG a mod.
I don't know that you can do that here, can you? Yeah, you can add him as a moderator on here. I didn't know how much that they had changed with all that. Okay, so we've made that in a moderator over here on my channel.
You did? You made boycott BrendaG a mod. Good on you. That's a gutsy thing to do. I mean, I presume to know who it might be, but I don't know for sure.
Well, I don't know who's going to boycott me. I'm the biggest secret on YouTube. I'm the mystery channel. I have people all the time that happen to fall over a Heifer Haven video, and they say, "Oh, why haven't I heard of you sooner? Where have you been?"
It's only 230 videos in, people.
260
just for that series, I should say.
260 some now.
Yeah, baby.
There'll be a new one going up either tonight or tomorrow.
Woohoo!
The free advice just keeps flowing. I never run out of free advice.
You should close caption them. Close caption them so you can get even more eyeballs on it.
Lord have mercy. I don't know how to do none of that.
Well, your closed captioning would be identical for the first 3/4 of it because it's basically the same.
Well, I mean, there's times where I knock the cowbell off the desk, or something. Sometimes there's a little something extra thrown in there. I fall out of my chair, or knock the octopus off the microphone, or something. You never know what's liable to happen around here.
My identity is secret, says boycott BrendaG. Okay. Well, see, I noticed boycott BrendaG has a space between the A and the G, but on your channel name, you don't.
It just all runs together.
Run together.
I say my last name's Gibson, so the G fits in because of my last name. But part of that is that I've just heard all my life, BrendaG. So I thought it was apropos,
Yeah.
When they don't know what else to say, it's Brenda. Gee.
Jeff Robinson's asking what's for dinner. I don't know who Jeff is asking, but I had
what's for dinner
stromboli.
here?
Yeah, I guess. I had stromboli.
For here, it's going to be leftovers. I've got pork and sauerkraut.
Pork chops and applesauce.
Now, this is pulled pork with sauerkraut. I'll finish that off, and then I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. I've got some fajita chicken strips out there, and I'll do something with it. I don't know exactly what I'll do. If I'll do something with some taco seasoning, or if I'll put that in some noodles. That sounds good too.
Fajitas.
So that's what's going to happen around here.
I like words with a J in them where you don't pronounce the J. Fajita.
Some of that Mexican chicken.
Mexican is the best food. It's 9 ingredients just layered differently and called different dishes. You switch these ingredients this way and it's called something else, but it's all the same. It's all the same stuff.
I went to a Mexican restaurant with a fellow once that I forget what he ordered, but he ordered obviously Mexican food, and he wanted the tomatoes left out of it, and I don't know. I mean, there's 3 or 4 things that he wanted done to this. And then when the waiter walked off, he says, "Watch, they won't get it right." Well, they brought my food and his, and they didn't have his right, so he sends it back to the kitchen. Now, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go ahead and eat? And he doesn't have his food, or am I supposed to wait until he gets his food? So I wait. They finally bring his food out. They don't have it right again. And so he sent it back, I think, 4 times. Now, you know that when they brought it out the 4th time, they had spit all over his plate.
Yeah.
Am I cold? My food was ice cold because I'd been waiting on him to get his food. And I wasn't about to tell him send it back and heat it up.
Right. Oh, Jeff Robinson splurging. My wife's birthday is tomorrow. McDonald's drive-through. Oh, you're a smooth operator, Jeff.
Now, if her birthday's tomorrow, you should be taking her out like to a nice French restaurant or something, or maybe even French or Italian, Take her out to a nice place, tablecloths. Italian would be nice for that. A nice Italian restaurant, some candles on the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
grated cheese.
Yeah. Maybe, strolling violinist.
Everything drenched in olive oil.
Spaghetti sauce.
All the words ending in bibbidi bobbidi. I speak Italian, a bibbidi bobbidi. Sorry, Italian people, I love you.
Can you imagine, all of you out there in the chat, can you imagine if Matt and I lived close enough where we could actually go out like to a restaurant or someplace together?
We could only visit a place once.
Caught out in public.
Our faces will be plastered over every establishment that we visit because, do not let these 2 in.
We'd have fun, though.
If I ever get out your way.
Jim Dockrell says, William Shatner has discontinued his line of undergarments. Apparently, Shatner panties was not a good name.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. Shatner panties. Oh, we should end on a high note. That was a good one.
With that being said, I think we'll just shut her down for tonight.
I got to give Jim a taco for that one. Maybe a cowbell ring for him, too. Can you muster that?
Yeah, we could do a cowbell ring on that one. Bless your heart, Jim. Ooh. Oh, Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and shut her down tonight, and we'll be back here next week. I'll have a heifer haven up for you either tonight or in the morning. And Matt has his Monday night thing that he does there with what's that name of that goofy show you do?
Do All Things YouTube on Mondays, and I do verbose Wednesdays on Wednesday over on the Sha-La-La Productions Facebook page. We're gonna have a guest on. We're gonna talk about on-camera presence. It's gonna be fun.
And
But join my course. I have a course over on allthingsyoutube.com. I teach you how to be awesome on YouTube. 32 videos are free, and you can pay to unlock the premium ones for $15.
okay.
Allthingsyoutube.com.
And you will see me on Saturday night over on Simply Wooden Creations. I guess he's having a show this week. I haven't heard otherwise. So look for me Saturday night over there on the panel. And let's see.
Congratulations, Boycott BrendaG for becoming moderator on BrendaG's channel.
Yeah, Sunny J Shores Travel Adventures. You need to get me your address so that I can send your bracelet out to you in the morning. And we will see you all back here next week. So y'all stay out of trouble. And if you can't be good at it.
I like that.